Good day, my dear students. In our previous session, we understood what is meant by entropy. Entropy is nothing but randomness of a system. How it was responsible for a process to be spontaneous. Now, today we are going to discuss the combination of enthalpy and the entropy factor so that the process becomes spontaneous. Okay, right. So, once again, I welcome you all for the second part of entropy topic. Heat has randomizing influence on a system, and temperature is the measure of average chaotic motion of particles in the system. The mathematical relation which relates these three parameters is delta S equal to Q reversible by T. What is delta S here? Delta S is the change in entropy. What is Q reversible? Heat of reversible reaction. What is T? At that temperature. This means what? This means whenever you supply a known amount of heat to a system, its randomness increases, no doubt. That's why that's why it is said heat has randomizing influence on a system. But one more point I want to clarify here. Let us take two containers. In both the containers, 1 liter water is there. Okay, but one container is at 40 degrees centigrade. That is lukewarm water. Whereas the other container is at 100 degrees centigrade. Still it is boiling. The first container at 40 degrees centigrade, lukewarm water. Second container 100 degrees centigrade, still boiling. Now, in this condition, now if you supply same amount of heat to both the system, okay, both are at different temperatures, but you are supplying same amount of heat to both the systems. Now, in which system entropy will become more? A system where it is at lower temperature will have more randomness. Why? Because in the second system, already what is boiling, already it has reached the maximum entropy. Earlier it was normal, water molecules were randomly moving, but when you supply a large amount of heat, it started boiling. That means now it has started to convert water into vapor. That means it has reached the highest level of entropy. So for that condition, if you supply small amount of heat, it will not matter. Whereas a system with low temperature, for example, I said 40 degrees centigrade, to that system, if you supply same amount of energy, it will influence more than the second one. That's why heat added to a system at lower temperature causes greater randomness than when the same quantity of heat is added to it at higher temperature. Therefore, entropy change is inversely proportional to temperature, and therefore this equation delta S equal to Q reversible by T. Okay, now delta S total equal to delta S system plus delta S surrounding. What is this? Okay. Now leave it the previous example. One more situation. Take a system, supply some amount of heat to the system. What happens? System's entropy increases. What about the system? What about the entropy of the surroundings? Decreases. Okay. So now by supplying some amount of heat to the system, there is a increase in the entropy of the system and decrease in the entropy of the surroundings. Now please calculate change in the entropy of the system and change the entropy of the surroundings. Please add both. If your answer is more than 0 or positive, then the system is spontaneous. We will go for the spontaneous process. Otherwise, it will become non-spontaneous. That means for a process to be spontaneous, delta S total should be more than 0 or it should be positive. Okay, that's why you want to say delta S total equal to delta system plus delta surrounding, which is more than 0. That is delta S total must be positive. Now this one what? When the system is in equilibrium, the entropy is maximum because from one system to the system already entropy changes. They now they reach the equilibrium. That time both have reached the maximum entropy. That time what is the change entropy? 0. So when the system is in equilibrium, that time change in entropy, that is delta is equal to 0. Now consider isothermal expansion of ideal gas. If system absorbs Q amount of heat from surroundings at temperature T, then entropy increase of system equal to minus plus Q by T. Entropy decrease of surrounding equal to what? Minus Q by T. Why minus? I told just now. Okay, because surrounding is losing the heat. So for the less randomness, so it is decreasing. Earlier it was more random, now it is less random. So it is minus here. Okay, but total entropy should be more than 0 for a process to be spontaneous. Okay. Now these two are the important conditions for a process to be spontaneous. Change to a condition of less energy, change to a condition of greater randomness. Then only in total the system goes to the spontaneity. That is, these two together is called as what? Driving force for a process to be spontaneous. Okay, right. So all this is explained by a famous scientist, Willard Gibb. Okay, from America. So he introduced a concept known as Gibbs free energy, which is taking care of both factors, enthalpy as well as entropy. Okay, right. Now, a decrease in enthalpy favors a spontaneous reaction. Okay, that is, the reaction is more likely to occur if the products formed are more stable than the reactants. An increase in entropy, that is delta is equal to positive, favors a spontaneous reaction. Okay, therefore, it is easy to see that reactions in which delta H is negative, delta H is positive should always be spontaneous. But what about if delta H is negative? If delta H is negative, or delta H is positive, delta H is negative, or delta H is equal to positive and delta H is positive, will these reactions occur? We need to consider another factor, temperature. For example, the melting of ice is a spontaneous reaction, but only at temperatures greater than 0 degree centigrade. That means, along with enthalpy and the entropy factor, one more factor which is responsible for the process to be spontaneous is what? Temperature. I told you, temperature, small amount of heat supplied to two systems. Out of two, a system with lower temperature will have more randomness. Okay, that means temperature plays very important role in deciding the process to be spontaneous. So now the third factor, number one, enthalpy, number two, entropy, number three, temperature. Okay, so to more accurately predict whether a reaction will occur, we need to look at a third value. Okay, which is given by Gibb, and that is known as Gibbs free energy, symbolically capital Z. What is free energy? Free energy is a thermodynamic function that relates enthalpy and entropy to spontaneity. Free energy is connected with the ability to do work. That means, after the enthalpy change and the entropy change at a particular temperature, whatever energy is left, that is called as the free energy available with the system to do useful work. That is called Gibbs free energy. Now these are derivations he has done it. A simple derivation is taken for 11th class. Okay, so at the end, delta G system is equal to delta H system minus a T into delta S system, and delta G should be what? This is negative, this one should be positive. Okay, if the temperature is more, the term more temperature with the delta specific becomes what? Total, this term becomes more negative. This is already negative, this is again negative, total is negative. That means when the delta Z becomes negative, that time process becomes spontaneous. If delta Z is positive, process is non-spontaneous. If delta Z is exactly equal to 0, then process is at equilibrium. So this is the concluding part. Okay, so for a process to be spontaneous, delta G must be negative. What is delta G? Delta G is a thermodynamical term which is known as Gibbs free energy, which is taking care of enthalpy, entropy along with the temperature. Now let us relate this Gibbs free energy with equilibrium constant. Derivation is not there for your syllabus, only the last step is there. So directly we'll go to the equation. So delta G equal to delta G naught plus RT ln K. This is called natural logarithm. Okay. Now for a system to be for a system in equilibrium, delta is equal to 0. So 0 equal to delta G naught plus RT ln K. Now I will take delta G naught towards the LH side. So that time delta G, or this I will take on the LHS. That time delta G naught becomes a minus RT ln K. So here also delta G is becoming negative. Okay, that means whether it is equilibrium. See, for a system to be spontaneous, delta G should be negative. This is the concluding statement for the today's discussion. Okay, for a process to be spontaneous, delta G must be negative. Now, temperature, the deciding factor, okay, in this equation. How? Please see this table. So, this is the Gibbs free energy. Change in the Gibbs free energy equal to change in enthalpy minus a T into change in the entropy. This is a very famous equation known as Gibbs free energy equation. Okay, and he was given a very what famous award that time for the Nobel Prize, Royal Society of London. That prize, that award is going to the Willard Gibb for this outstanding achievement. Delta G naught equal to delta H naught minus T into delta S naught. Okay, now let us see. If delta H is negative, delta S is positive at all temperature, the time reaction is spontaneous at all temperature, because delta H is negative, delta S is positive. So T is what? T is negative. That time at all temperature, total process becomes, the total equation becomes negative. So it is spontaneous. If delta H is negative, delta S is negative. Okay, at low temperature, this is negative and this is negative. At low temperature, when the temperature is low, that time this factor becomes what? Again negative. So even at a low temperature also reaction becomes spontaneous. Now if delta H is negative, delta S is negative, but at high temperature, see, when the delta S is negative, okay, at high temperature, that time this term is becoming total what? Negative, and at high temperature, that time it is becoming towards the positive. So delta G is go towards the positive sign. That means reaction is non-spontaneous at high temperature. Now fourth condition, delta H is positive, delta S also positive. Okay, but at a low temperature, delta G is positive. That time reaction is non-spontaneous. If delta H is positive, delta S is positive. That time what is delta G? At high temperature, negative. Reaction is spontaneous. Now delta H is positive, delta S is negative. At all temperature, delta G is positive. That means reaction is non-spontaneous. So depend upon the delta H condition, delta S condition, and temperature condition, we will decide whether the reaction is spontaneous, feasible or not. So you have to put only conditions. Okay. So these are the different conditions. At what condition reaction becomes spontaneous? That is decided by delta H, delta S, and temperature. Okay. So you put the values. If delta G is negative, spontaneous; otherwise, no, straight away. This is regarding the energy. Okay, energy is very important. That means today we have concluded the energy chapter. So today we have winded up the thermodynamics, very important chapter. These are captions related to the thermodynamics energy factor. Okay, right. But this is the important one. The universe is expanding more rapidly than previously believed. What does it mean? This means, see, in thermodynamics, we learned in the first session, system and the surrounding. Okay, I am a system. Except me, everything is surrounding. What is the combination of system and surrounding? That is universe. Okay, so universe means what? It is the combination of system and the surrounding. Okay, now if the delta S of the system or delta S of the surrounding, if both are what? A positive, that time delta S of the universe is also positive. That means delta S of the universe or delta S total is going towards what? More than zero, positive. That means it is becoming highly spontaneous. That's why scientists says that every year universe is expanding, because our universe is going for the high entropy. Till what it will go, God knows. Okay. Therefore, every year our universe is expanding. It is going towards the high entropy. So, with this, we will conclude. We will wind up the today's session, and I think only one chapter is left. only one is left. Okay, that is chemical equilibrium, right? So after that we'll go for the numerical solutions and remaining small revision part. Okay, this is very important. Okay, this from my side. For all that we have leads to abundance in all that we desire, that is the gratitude. Okay, thank you my dear boys for being with me in this energetic chapter thermodynamics. So whatever doubts are there, we'll clarify soon after the chemical equilibrium. Till then, have a nice time and thank you.